The Hartley Show is an entertainment program and does not own any of the copyrighted material featured in this episode. All copyrighted material featured will be used as fair use for the purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, and/or research. Taki. Today on The Hartley Show, I'm going to talk about what's up with DC. Hey-ya. So DC Comics is obviously reveling in the success of DC Rebirth. It's still totally kicking butt for them right now. As of this current week that we're filming this, which will show you how dated the show can be, they just released the first issue of Super Sons and the new Batwoman series, which were both utterly fantastic. Now, I can't say enough good stuff about DC Comics right now. Rebirth is totally working for me. There is a little bit of controversy over it. Some people do feel that since they are just continuing on with the New 52 continuity while reintroducing old continuity, it's just the New 52. Grr. I don't feel that way at all, but of course I was invested in the New 52 continuity at that point in time anyways when Rebirth happened. But a lot of things are coming out of DC Rebirth right now that are just making this old school fanboy happy as hell. For instance, Titans. It might just very well be my favorite comic at DC right now. And what I love so much about Titans is way back in the early 80s, I think it was like 1982, when the new Teen Titans was created by George Perez and Marv Wolfman, they gave us a new take on the Teen Titans that excluded two of the classic characters, Aqualad and Speedy. So I was all excited the Teen Titans came back, but two of my favorite characters were gone, and I was all bummed out about that. As well, I was also a massive fan of the Titans West iteration, where you had Narc and Mal and Bumblebee and Lilith. So Titans West is, and of course also, you know, Changeling and Beast Boy and Hawk and Dove. Titans has reincorporated all that stuff as being still a part of, or reintroduced that as part of the Titans continuity. But more importantly, they're using Speedy and Aqualad again. And in the Titans Hunt storyline that set up the Titan series, you had Narc, you had Mal, you had Bumblebee, you had Hawk and Dove, and Lilith is now front and center as Omen, a mainstay character in the DC universe. So yes, of course, the New 52 continuity still does hold out, but they're breathing back the life of the original DC universe into it again, so there's more of a sense of legacy. In the world of Superman, they're doing some really neat stuff. They're finally getting on to sort of explaining how this current Superman and the New 52 Superman could both have existed, because, you know, there does seem to be sort of this question of how could you have had two Supermen that were both from the same continuity, even though I do know, obviously, that convergence was a huge part of that time-lost Superman. But it seems where they're going with this, and spoiler alert, I'm going to give you my little theory, and it's not just my theory, other people have put this out there, that what we're going to find out is that old classic storyline with the Superman Red, Superman Blue, the Energy Supermen, was never fully resolved. And that storyline was absolutely rushed when they merged him back together as two disparate selves so we can marry Lois Lane. So it seems that they're going to go back there and finally explain that, because the old explanation for how they merged was garbage, and that maybe somehow New 52 Superman was the Red Superman and the current Superman's the Blue Superman. I love that theory. I think it's fantastic. We'll find out soon enough if it's true. Marvel has regained market share over DC right now, although DC still has more comics in the top 10 generally, since their books are all mostly $2.99. Marvel has more dollar share, and Marvel is shipping out more books overall, so Marvel has regained both dollar share and unit sales overall. A lot of it seems to be weird market trickery, over-shipping books and so on and so forth, variant covers. But DC is making one little shift coming up to their monthly books, their $2.99 monthly books. They're still going to cost the same amount digitally at $2.99 day and date, but the books on the racks are going to go up $1. Now they're going to introduce what Marvel just got rid of. Those books that are $1 more are going to give you a free digital copy. I'm very curious as to how they're going to do that. Is it going to have a little sticker on the inside? Is it going to be polybagged? We don't know yet. But it is interesting to note that just as Marvel is getting rid of something, DC is putting it in. Now, I'm going to address this one little topic because there does seem to be a version of, or a sentiment from some retailers. This is DC's way of saying they don't care about retailers as much as they care about digital sales because they're giving you a discount on the digital books. But I'm just going to posit this. It's not a discount in the digital books. The digital books are maintaining their cost. They're giving added value to the physical books. I, for one, am going to stop my subscription digitally to Titans, because now I know every week I'm going to get that copy, or every month I'm going to get that digital copy for free. I got the digital copy. I was subscribed to it because I like getting my books just around midnight. If you subscribe digitally, you have access to your books on basically at midnight, Tuesday, midnight, Wednesday, so you can get them before the next day's books arrive in stores. I love that feature. But now that I know I'm getting it for free, they're actually losing money for me on the digital side and gaining money for me on the retail side. So I'm just putting out there for any retailers, you might be missing the message here. It's actually encouraging some of us to just go with one over the other. Just saying. It's not all necessarily bad. So DC is still holding out. They're just not doing quite as well with overall sales, but they're still getting all the acclaim. People are more happy overall with DC than they are with Marvel, if you just listen to the noise out there from critics and fans alike. Of course, in the one world where they aren't doing all that well is their movies. Affleck's out as director for Batman. The guy they were trying to get is out. There's rumors that he doesn't even want to play Batman anymore. And I do suspect a lot of this is probably just because of how exhausting it is going around trying to promote other projects and have people nonstop talking to you about Batman when you're doing stuff that has nothing to do with superheroes. I don't think he was quite prepared for that level of fandom, foamy mouth BS. Will Batman get made even at this point? Apparently they have the script. So one of the best things about what DC is doing right now is they're doing this great little thing where, and a lot of people complained about this, but I'm loving it, where their main titles ship twice a month. So even though we're not quite a full year into it right now, you got books that are on issue like 18 and 17 and so on. And it's also making their trades come out a lot faster, which I am absolutely loving. It's all more bang for your buck. We're getting more story and it's a little bit cheaper. I will say this, out of all of the mainstay DC books, the one that just kind of sucks the old salt off the snaggy old taint, Justice League. I don't know what the heck's going on with this Brian Hitch guy. They decide to let somebody learn how to be a writer on Justice League. Wouldn't that be nice, being given like one of the landmark titles to stretch your legs and learn how to do stuff on? Oh, Brian Hitch, you must suck it down good. Was that too much? Did I go over the line, you think, a little bit there?
No, that's pretty accurate.
And, anyways, the last issue was okay, but up until now it's completely sucked balls. I don't know why they've given this guy the reins of writing when he could barely spell. So there you have it, my opinion on what's up with DC. As always, a giant thanks to you for watching. A massive thanks to Taz for letting us film here. And please let me know what you think. Yeah, say something in the comments below. Find me on Twitter or YouTube or This Is YouTube or Facebook or something.